Hi, I'm Sarah Fuller, and this is my tour of my ePortfolio. So we're starting here on the Candidate Info tab, where you can learn a little bit more about me. I teach in Superior, Nebraska. This is my 8th year for teaching business and computers there, and I actually live across the border in Kansas. And then you can see my professional and personal goals, as well as kind of where I see myself within the next few years. All of these things are things I hadn't really necessarily thought about before, so it was nice to take an opportunity and kind of say, what are my goals? Putting them out there, putting them in writing, and then kind of what do I envision for my future as far as kind of like my professional career is concerned. Next is my technology philosophy, and I am one that absolutely loves to use technology in my classroom. I can't imagine my classroom without it, but I also know there has to be a time and a place for it. It has to be used in an appropriate manner, and we can't just use it, just to use it because the school has it. I'm going to do something with it. The one thing I really like about teaching my high school students is that I feel by using these various technologies, I'm really helping prepare them for their future. And they love technology as well. So a lot of times they are a big help to me when we're trying something new, or I'm not sure how to get something to work. They're always there, willing and able to help me out. So I also am not afraid to try new things. I am one of those teachers that, will try something out, and then if I really like it, it was successful, I go and share it with my peers and colleagues and get them on board to help start utilizing it in their own classrooms. So like I said before, it's really important to have the practical uses for technology as well as kind of having a backup plan. How is this going to work? What if it doesn't work? And just kind of, being ready to roll with the punches and, have a good class when you're starting out with technology to kind of be the guinea pig. Next is my resume. And so I have, just your very basic resume, my education, obtaining my master's here from Fort Hays State University in the spring. I received my bachelor's in the spring of 2009 from Kansas State University. As far as my work experience, I included just my one teaching job, which has been at Superior Public Schools. And then you can see some different activities I'm involved in. I am very involved in my school as well as my church. And then I'm also involved and member of a variety of professional organizations, several of them dealing with technology and business. On my second page, you can see a list of skills, mainly focusing on various computer programs that I feel comfortable with, and then finally having my references. Next is the activity evidence section, and starting with my professional development plan. So when I worked on this, I decided to think, what would I do with my staff in the upcoming school year? So even though my main job, my full-time teaching job, is the business and computers, I also do a lot of the technology trainings within my district. So I chose 3 goals for us. Continue training in Schoology, training on Mimeo smartboards in our classrooms, and utilizing GoGuardian for the teachers that have Chromebooks in their room. So after having those goals, I kind of sat down and just thought, what activities would I already be able to kind of plan for the year? And so one thing that my school does is at the end of the school year, we always take a Clarity Bites survey, which really helps identify staff strengths and weaknesses as far as technology, and can help us identify some of the areas that training is needed in. Then I know if we have new staff members, I always will do a new teacher tech training in August. Then I moved on to Schoology and the different areas we would want to focus on there. Then looking at Mimeo. Mimeo is nothing new for all of us. We've had it, I think, for about 5 years now. So just kind of a review of it, refreshing their memory, showing them some new ideas. And then using the GoGuardian for teachers for the teachers who are utilizing Chromebooks. In my district, we widely use them 7 through 12. and then our upper elementary has started using them as well. And then, of course, at the end of the school year again, we'll take that Clarity Bites survey to see any progress made and see still what needs improvement for the following school year. Next is 3 presentations that I have made. My first presentation I made for a prior class here in the master's program for Google Plus using a Google presentation. And this is to simply inform staff members about what Google Plus really is. We've been a Google district for several years, but I still feel like a majority of them, including myself some too, aren't really comfortable with Google Plus, and just through this master's program, I've really come to love it and learn a lot more about it. So this was a presentation I made to share with my staff members. Then my second presentation goes along with some of the Schoology trainings that we did this school year. I first have a handout. My staff really likes to see things written down on paper, have their step-by-step instructions, and just a place to allow them to take notes as we're doing a training. So this is a handout I would give them, and then 2 additional kind of follow-up presentation videos that go along with that, just so they have something to refer back to after the training. So all of those things deal with Schoology. And then my last presentation, it's a Google Slides again, and it was on some different Chrome apps and extensions. So a lot of staff members don't really realize what they are, and they make fun of all the extensions I have up here, and then by being able to simply inform them about them, they really can see the benefits of using them and how it can really be a time saver often. Next are my videos for trainings that I have done. My first one for my peers kind of goes along with those middle Schoology presentations that I had for a second training that we did at the end of first semester in regards to Schoology, getting it kind of ready staff-wide. So we had a small training group that used Schoology throughout first quarter. Second quarter, we started to train the rest of our staff to be able to roll things out for second semester. My middle training for my students was our very first day using Microsoft Access. And so this was the intro lesson. This was me telling everything step by step, them having time to ask questions, and really just getting their feet wet as far as Microsoft Access is concerned. Then my final training is me training one of our special education teachers who, after first semester, decided to teach her students in a modified English classroom. And so between her and our regular English teacher, they were really struggling getting their grades to line up, getting them from one person to the other efficiently. And so I did my training with the special education teacher, showing her how to utilize the gradebook in Schoology and how things would easily transfer over to our student information system, and everybody would have the most up-to-date grades, every day. So that was my third training. Then I have 3 different article reviews here. They all mainly are focusing on technology. My first article here was one that I believe I did last summer while working on my master's, dealing a lot with bring your own device and kind of that role it might have with a one-to-one school. This is something my district is considering, trying to find the right fit for us. Is it really a benefit to kind of be basically one-to-one, whether that's us providing devices or having our students bring their own? And so I found a wide variety of articles, research of the pros and cons, getting everything set up and aligned. And so this was something that I really felt was beneficial, not only for me, but for my district. I was able to share it back with my superintendent and school board. So it gave them some ideas of articles to read and kind of my thought process on how it may or may not work in our district. My second article review dealt with getting that veteran teacher on board, more so with using technology, or even just that reluctant teacher. Some tips for how to help them feel comfortable, how to help them make that jump into technology and feeling successful with that. And then my third article deals with teaching our students those very much needed 21st century skills. And so I just chose a few of them and kind of highlighted how we can teach them and how a lot of times, utilizing technology will help get those students those 21st century skills. And then my extra resources. My first column is all about Schoology. This was our first school year going. Schoology has our LMS, and so I've really done a lot of research, tried to make things easy for my staff members as they are slowly getting on board with things. So I have a Pinterest board. The Schoology Educators group is a group that I am part of within Schoology, so kind of think like a Facebook group, a group like that. And then the Schoology Help Center, a lot of times, teachers, they don't know what to do or how to do it, and the Schoology Help Center just really has a lot of great videos and how-tos. Then my middle section has tech tools that I really like. Those include Remind 101, Doodle, and ViewPeer. And then lastly, I have a list of Google Plus communities that I really like. The first one is one that I created to use in my own district. It has a variety of the technology things that we utilize, some how-to, some videos, so just a good go-to place for staff members within my district. Then I have 3 other Google-focused groups that are my go-to anytime I have a tech problem, a Google problem. I can post it here and typically have an answer in less than an hour, which is awesome. And then lastly, a great website for beginners with Google+. So like I said, my district is still kind of new to Google+, so I felt this was a good place they could go to learn more. Then lastly, my reflection, which was really nice to do and think back on this process, how things felt, what I was feeling, and just kind of see how things went from the beginning of the process when I was very unsure. I like things black and white. This was anything but black and white. And just how by the end of this whole process, I could really look back and reflect. I could see the teacher side of things. I could see it as myself as a student. It really helped me get some better perspective for maybe things and expectations I have for my own students. So I really liked this reflection process for the ePortfolio. And the final thing you'll see here is I have linked the feedback from my 3 peer reviews. Kylie is one of my classmates, and then Melissa and Jackie are 2 colleagues that I also had review it to help me find things that maybe needed tweaked and changed. So that's my ePortfolio. Thanks for viewing.